Konnichiwa minasan. Raima no gacha kyotsu i yokuzu. Kyou no sensei wa Raima desu.
Hello everyone, welcome to my Gotcha Classroom. I'm your teacher for today, and let's get right on into the video. But before we begin, I just want to say some things can change when we're getting closer and closer to the release date of Feixiao, so keep that in mind. Just take everything with a grain of salt and just know that potentially things could change, so keep that in mind. We will be covering her ascension materials, her talent materials, her trace materials, team composition, light cones, and relic sets. So with all that information out the way, let's hop right on into the video. Alright, so for her ascension materials, I'm going to pop them up on the screen right here for you guys to look at. She is going to need 308,000 credits, 65 of the Glass of Peseta era. You cannot get this ascension item yet. You will have to wait for the update to drop, and as soon as that drop, you'll be able to farm for those. 15 artifacts model, 15 artifacts cogwheel, and 15 artifacts greyheart. Now for her trace material, I'm also going to pop that on the screen right here for you guys to look at. You're going to need 3 million credits, 8 tracks of destiny, 18 metroic bullet, 69 destined aspiration, 139 counter temporal shots, 12 regret of infinite orchard, 41 artifacts module, 56 artifacts cogwheel, and 58 artifacts greyheart. Now also bear this in mind as well, you're going to need all this if you want to max her out completely. If you're not trying to max her out, you can cut some of this stuff down, but if you are trying to max her out, you're going to need all this stuff here in order to do so. Also, if you don't have more of the artifacts module, you can always go to the Embers Exchange and purchase them here. If you're free to play, I wouldn't recommend spending all your undying embers here on this, because you want to be saving for these 3 here, or mainly this, the gold pass, and then the tracks of destiny. But that's just an option. Another option that you can do is go to the assignment rewards, and you can get these every 20 hours right here, to farm up for those if you don't have them already. And if you keep collecting those daily, you'll have so many without even thinking about it, because you're just claiming them each day and then doing the dispatch again, claiming them each day, dispatching them again, and before you know it, you'll have a whole bunch. Another way that you can get them is from Simulated Universe. You can do the material exchange. So many different options that you can do, and they give you a list of different ones that that you can do to get them. So use this as a reference and pick whichever one best suits you. If you do decide to max her out, her stat boosts look pretty good as of now. 28% attack boost, 12% crit rate boost, and 5% speed boost, which is pretty good. Alright, now let's talk about some light cone choices for her. Of course, her signature light cone is going to be her best in slots, without a doubt. There are other alternative options for you to choose as well. We have the free-to-play Simulated Universe light cone that works very well for her. So you don't have to go for her signature if you don't want to. You can always opt for cruising in the Stellar Sea if you have it available. I'm sure most people hunt characters are using this, so if you don't mind giving this up, you can put that on her. So if you're cruising in the Stellar Sea is used on somebody else, other alternative options for her will be swordplay. This will be a great one for her. For each time the warrior hits the same target, damage dealt increases by 8%, stacking up 5 times. This effect will be dispelled when a warrior changes targets. So since she's a hunt character and you want to put her against just one enemy, this will be good for her. Maxed out, it will be 16%, stacking up to 5 times. I would say that's the next best one. The other alternative would be the river floats in spring, only silence remains. Then Topaz light cone, Yang Qing's light cone, Sealy's light cone, and Dr. Ratio's light cone. So we have to rank them in a specific order. I will rank them as her signature, Dr. Ratio's light cone, swordplay at Matt's dupes, Sealy's light cone, Topaz light cone, cruising in the stellar sea, Yangqing's light cone, river flows in spring, and then only silence remains. That's just how I would rank them, but you're free to rank them how you want. That's just how I would rank them. I know everybody has their own opinion on which light cone works best, but this is just what I think for the light cones. Now let's talk about the different team comps that you can use for Feixiao. You're gonna want Robin on her team because she's a follow-up type unit. Robin works very well with follow-up type units, boosts the attack. She's a very good unit, and it's gonna be one of Feixiao's best in slots for the Harmony pick. Next good character that's going to be paired up with Feixiao is going to be my girl, my queen, Topaz. I love this character. I'm so happy that she can be used with Feixiao, and she's pretty much usable with pretty much all follow-up teams in general. She's the Kafka of follow-ups. She's just amazing. So Topaz will be a good slot for her. Feixiao herself would be here in that slot. And for the third, for sustain, you can pretty much run whoever you want. You can run Aventurine, you can run Huehue, Fushuan, whoever you have, you can just throw them in a sustainer slot. I personally might be running Aventurine because I just love having all my follow-up units together. I'm a huge follow-up fan and like the follow-up units, but you can choose whoever you have, so you don't have to really stress about that. This will be one of her best teams, I would say, in my opinion. Now this will be Feixiao's best pay to win team right here. For free to play, I would say you can probably throw Gallagher in there. Feixiao herself will be here. If you don't have Topaz, you can go with Clara if you have Clara here. You can go with Sui. The last slots, if you don't have Robin, I would say you can throw a Pella in there to get the defensive shred. You could throw in a March 7th in there if you want to, the Hunt version. You could throw in a Black Swan if you have a Black Swan. The main thing you do want to have for Feixiao is Robin. She's going to be adding a lot more damage with Robin on her team. Without Robin, you will see less damage, but I don't think it's going to be a game breaker. If you have Run May, you can put her on there. Pretty much any Harmony that you have, you can throw in there if you don't have a Robin. But I would mainly say Pella for the defense shred for free to play. And of course Feixiao there. There's so many different options that you can go with for her team comp. Now for the relics. Her best in slot for sure is going to be this Windsoaring Valaris relic set right here. Increased attack by 12%, increase the wearer's crit rate by 6%. After the wearer has used his follow-up attacks, increases crit damage by increases damage dealt by ultimate by 36%, lasting for 1 turn. This is going to be her best in slot, her go-to for sure, without a doubt. This relic set was pretty much built for her. Like, Hoyoverse thought about a good set for Feixiao, and then boom, they just made this for her. This is like her go-to right here. If you don't have any good relic stats on this one, you can also go with, of course, the follow-up attack one right here. This one works good for her. Now for 2-piece sets, you can go 2-piece of the Windsoaring, and you can go 2-piece of the Ashing Blaze Grand Duke, or if you want, you can do 2-piece of the Windsoaring with 2-piece of the Wild Wheat of the Musketeer, and that will increase the attack by 12% and increase the attack again by 12% with this one, making that 24%. I'm not sure about The Genius of Brilliant Stars. This could work because of the defense ignore, but I don't know how that will compare to the Windsoaring set. So those are the different options that you can go with for her relic set. Her best planar set is going to be, without a shadow of a doubt, the Duran Dynasty. This is going to be a great setup for her. If you don't have any good relics on that, you can always go back to the Inert Sasato for more crit rate. That works well for her, and that's the only one that I would recommend, because those two are pretty good. Go with either or, whatever you have better subsets on, then run with that. But I would just recommend this one way more than the Inert Sasato, but just go with what you got. We are going to use Shu Shang as our test dummy to see what main stats you want to go for Feixiao. So for the helmet's main stat, it's going to be HP, of course. For substats, you're going to be looking for speed, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, and flat attack. So anything that has that in the substats, you can go for that. For the gloves, the main stat, of course, is going to be attack percent. You're going to be looking for those same substats as well for the gloves and for all these other pieces. For the chest piece, you're going to want to get crit rate for the main stat because she gets a lot of crit damage. For the boots, you will want to go for speed boots or attack percent boost, depending on whichever one floats your boat. For the orb, you're going to want to go for the wind damage orb, and for the rope, attack percent rope. You can also go for a attack percent orb 2 on here. Whichever one you have better subsets on, you can just go for that. Also keep in mind for the body piece, if you're running the simulated universe light cone, you could probably opt for a crit damage body, depending on which light cone you have, or depending on how much crit rate you get from your substats. You potentially might want to go for crit damage if you have a lot of crit rate, so keep that in mind. And that is going to wrap up our classroom session for Feixiao. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. If you're not a part of the Discord, please join the Discord down below. Follow me on twitch.tv/Raima Katsuro. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next class session. Sayonara.